I'm Autumn, and you're listening to Locations Equals Relations on Red Devils Radio. Today we are addressing the direct influence that the region of upbringing has on family relationships. For starters, different geographical locations have different culturally imposed standards. With this, the importance of reputation. We see in Verona, even if it was fictional, children were expected to marry young. This develops tension if children don't share specific views with their parents. As a result, they become victims of circumstance. In Shakespeare's tragedy, Romeo and Juliet, Juliet expresses her distaste for marrying young. In Act 1, Scene 4, line 117, she disclaims that, "He shall not make me there a happy bride," and on line 19, "I will not marry yet." Juliet's defiance strikes a nerve with Capulet, which leads to an aggressive tantrum. As they say, money makes the world go round, but not all grew up in an environment of financial stability. I'm here with a family therapist to discuss the influence wealth can have. What are your thoughts?
Well, what I notice immediately is that families that grow up in richer areas often struggle with privilege and appreciating what they have. The need for worldly perfection often blinds them.
Much like Romeo, born into prestige but so willing to give up at any moment, causing a lack of communication between family. Romeo, like in Act 1, Scene 2, claims, "Grief of mine own lie heavy in my breast."
Ah yes, but families with less wealth or living in ghettos tend to have stronger relationships as they have to come together to make the best of the situation. An example that comes to mind is from The Help. We see the affection characters such as Maybelline hold toward their children versus the wealthier white families' neglect.
Thanks for that enlightening conversation. What if you had been a survivor of the Holocaust? You would have lived through so much and have so many experiences. Different locations have historical events that parents may have experienced, but the next generation have not. In the metagraphic novel Maus, it follows a father, Vladek, and a son, Art's relationship. On page 11, Art says, "He hadn't seen him in a long time, we weren't that close," in reference to his father. Later, in Maus 2, Art says to his therapist on page 44 that, "No matter what I accomplish, it doesn't seem to compare to surviving Auschwitz." This shows a clear disconnect and lack of communication from not sharing the same experiences. Finally, I was once speaking to a friend whose home is on a boat. She was saying she craved stability and somewhere to have time to herself. Tensions between her and her family could rise and create less communication due to the lack of breaks in their schedule. No matter what the cause, historical events, cultural norms, or regional wealth, no one place is the same, and with it the strength of families. Bye, Devils!